So basically, there's a trending topic going on social media now, which is everybody is talking about this American-Nigerian lady who fell in love with this white man from Denmark, known as the Danish prince. So I'm going to share the video with you where this lady talk about whatever happens, how this white man scammed her with a lot of money
at the time with her husband. And I said, let's take a trip. Let's go somewhere in Europe. And she was so down. And we were trying to decide where we wanted to go. And we decided to go to Hvar, Croatia, because we wanted somewhere that was like a cute local town that was by the water, but it wouldn't be as crazy busy as other places in Europe. And so we decided to go to Hvar. We flew to Split first, met there, took a ferry over. And at first I was just so amazed at how beautiful this place was. And we're laying in day beds kind of off to the side, minding our own business, sipping mojitos. And I look up and I see this very attractive man. And the first thing that came to my mind was, this man looks like he is walking straight out of a Calvin Klein ad. And I'm telling you guys, 6'3", blonde hair, blue eyes, chiseled skin, so tan, muscles everywhere. I was definitely taken aback, and I feel like it takes a lot for me to really double take a man just based on his looks like that. And 100%, I was a little bit just in awe. I didn't even realize that he was like with a friend at first. And so I'm still minding my own business, keeping it chill. And he looks over at me and he says, "How are the drinks?" And I said, "The drinks are wonderful. We're just sipping mojitos." He said, "Should I get us all around?" And I said, "Absolutely. Number one, he's cute. Number two, who wouldn't want a free mojito?" So I said yes. We got a round of drinks and we're sipping our drinks and we just start small talking. And I asked them where they're from and they say that they're both from Denmark. And so we were just small talking the whole time. We didn't really talk about a whole lot of things. It was just like, "Where are you from?" and just basic things.
So this Black American-Nigerian lady met with this Danish man on a holiday, and he was very handsome, blue eyes, attractive, and she was very, very in shock to have a man like that coming for her and that fell in love with her. So she put everything, all her hope and trust, fell absolutely 100% with him.
I put my hand on his leg, and that was the first time in my life that I felt that instant electricity from someone's touch. Like, it literally felt like I was getting shocked. And we instantly like had this physical attraction towards each other. And we started talking about what we did for work. And I told him that I was working as a real estate agent and in tech. And then he told me, I'm actually chief commercial officer for an ad tech company that does marketing for real estate companies. So I was working in real estate and tech, and he was working in real estate and tech, and everything just like felt like it was aligning.
So this Danish man told her that he came from a royalty family. So he was lavishing her with a lot of money, going on expensive hotels, going on five-star restaurants, going on cruise, just traveling around the world, all over. Then at the end of the day, where did the red flags started coming out? After when he has already lavished her with all those expensive material shopping, you name them, everything. And then all of a sudden, I think when he couldn't do it anymore, when he realized that this American-Nigerian woman has already completely fallen in love with him, that she can do absolutely anything for him, that was when now he came with this new suggestion, came and said that his bank account has been frozen, that he was doing a project, because first he said he's into real estate, that he's got houses, his fourth house, he wanted to sell the fourth house, blah, 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 all those excuses, that he's just waiting for the money. Now his bank account has been frozen and he has used money to buy another properties, blah, 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 all those excuses. Can you please borrow me money? And for her, she was very, very happy to give that money away, thinking that, oh, he's making more money because he's going to sell his fourth property, blah, 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 blah. So she was just lending the money. Then at the end, all to this, let me just summarize it. What really happened? Later on, she now find out that this man was not borrowing money only to her. because the borrowing money was just like an ongoing. He was just taking money from her. And his bank account is always stay frozen.
I am feeling all the emotions. I'm feeling so much sadness. I'm feeling deep anger. I'm feeling so heartbroken. I'm feeling a little bit of relief because now I know. There's not a question in my mind on who this person is and what he's done. Like, I know exactly who he is. But the feeling that was taking over me completely, as you guys can imagine, is shame. I felt so ashamed. I felt like I didn't recognize the person that I had been for the past 3 years. And when you fall out of love with a psycho narcissist, it's disorienting and empowering at the same time. And it's almost like walking out of a dark room and experiencing sunlight that you never knew ever existed. And that was when I told myself, I've been living in someone else's reality and I want my own back right now.
And then not only that, what really happened again? At the end, she realized that she found out from her friends who started calling her and telling her that your Danish boyfriend or husband, because they married, they were properly married, and that married, who spends for that married, is her, this our Nigerian sister by the name of Oyinka. So Oyinka spent absolutely everything on that wedding. And then at the end of the day, these friends now told her, oh, do you know that I've been borrowing money to your husband? Your husband has refused to pick up his call to give me the money back. And not just one friend, multiple of her friends, even including our own family. This Danish man was going behind her back, borrowing money from her family and also her friends. And he was not paying back the money. So that's why now they're coming to her and telling her what has been happening behind her back.
So I pick up the phone, I call his sister, and it's on FaceTime. I'm bawling my eyes out, and she's just apologizing. She's like, I'm so sorry. She said, I felt as though he was living above his means, and this is always a sign, but when he's gambling and stealing from people, and I wanted to have a conversation with you, but I didn't know if you were going to believe me. And he had told the whole family that he had told you about his gambling addiction and about everything in his past. And I told her, I said that wasn't the case. And she said, well, yeah, his addiction got really, really bad about 10 years ago. He owed money to some really dangerous people. They actually threw a brick through his parents' window, and they chased his friend through the streets with a knife. And she's a police officer, so she wanted to protect him. So she actually went and met with these like dangerous loan sharks and figured out a payment plan for them. And then my ex got a job in China, and then he moved to Shanghai and didn't pay anyone back. And he owed money to his parents. He owed money to tons of people. I did not know any of this. I just knew he owed money to his best friend at the time, and obviously crypto. So I thought these were like small, not small, it's a large amount of money, but I thought these were isolated incidents. I didn't know that this was a pattern. And she was like, once he moved to China, he was there for like 6 months. And then I started receiving messages from people in China. So he was conning people in China as well. So we are now at 3 continents. We have North America, Europe, and Asia. And I'm just completely mind blown. I said, well, how in the world did it get this bad? And she said, well, he got treatment about 10 years ago. And the specialists and the therapists and the counselors at this facility, they told the family that he had the worst gambling addiction that they had seen in their careers.
So she was very, very shocked. Oyinka is also fighting to disgrace this man, to raise an awareness. So wherever you see this Danish man, please run. Run with your Lego. He's handsome, he's good looking, but don't fall for those good looking. He's a scam. He's there to scam women. And not just Africans he's scamming. He was scamming Asian women as well, especially vulnerable ones. He will go for the vulnerable ones and start bringing all this charming love and everything. And then you will think, oh, I've got my Prince Charming. But this Prince Charming is a big, big scammer. So if you see him, please make sure you run with your legs. Don't look back. And if you see someone dating him, please share this message so that people will be aware. So listen to the story and then we will be right back.
And I also asked her, I was like, has he ever owned any property in Denmark ever? And she said he has never owned a single piece of property in Denmark in his life. So I get off the phone with his sister, and then his ex is now available. So I call her and she answers, and I say hi, and she's very, very nice. And she just says, I'm so sorry for what you're going through. I know how devastating it is. And she said, do you want to start or do you want me to start? And I said, I would love to hear about your experience and understand what you went through. And she started it off saying, okay, well, we were together for 7 years. And I was like, 7 years? He told me 4. So the first sentence that she said was already a lie that he told. And she said he stole money from me, he stole money from my parents, he stole money from my friends. And there's actually a colleague of my dad's that he took money from after meeting him one time. He met this man once and was able to get money from him. I was so shook at everything I was hearing. So at that point, I'm like, it is time to fight. And for starters, I need a divorce. So I start looking up divorce attorneys on day one. And I actually had 2 meetings with the divorce attorneys while all of this was unfolding. So I truly felt like I was fighting for my life. And at the same time, I'm still reaching out to different people that have met him to see if they've given him money. And so I leave my cousin's house. I go back to my house and I'm with my cousin's wife and my sister and one of my friends. And at that point, I'm like, it is time for me to call my parents. And I was so nervous because I'm like, my parents at this time didn't even know that I was married. So now I have to tell them all these things. On top of that, I have to tell them that I'm legally married. And so I get home, I call my dad and I'm telling him, hey, I need to talk to you. He's like, what's going on? I go, he's not coming back. And I proceed to tell him about the addiction, the money, everything. And then I ask my dad, I go, but please tell me he didn't take money from you. And my dad goes, don't worry about that right now. On the phone with my mom, just talking to her about everything. And then this name pops in my head. So there is this man and his wife is from Denmark and she had found my ex on LinkedIn and was like, it's so rare that I meet other Danes in Dallas. Would love to have you and your wife over for dinner. So we went to dinner with them and they were so nice, so kind. And this man is extremely successful. They were living in a very nice home and he just felt like he wanted to take my ex under his wing and he wanted to find him a great job. And he was also working in tech, similar to my ex. So this man had taken him to like car shows. He met billionaires and made so many connections through this man. He just really wanted to be a mentor for him. And so his name popped in my head and I was like, Mom, I gotta get off the phone. So I get off the phone and I call him and I go, hey, it's Anyeka. And he goes, hey. And I go, is everything okay? He goes, how can I help you? And I go, did my ex take money from you? And he says, that motherfucker took $30,000 from me. And I was just so shook. Like, another victim, and this man was just trying to help him. That's all he was guilty of, was trying to help him. And so I asked him, I go, how did he get all this money from you? And he said, well, he told me he was investing in this land. He was building a quadruplex and he had to rerun the water lines and he was looking for investors. He said they had 10 to 15 business meetings before this man gave my ex a dime. And he said, listen, Anyeka, I'm a man that's found a lot of success in my life. I have $1.5 million worth of cars. I have $500,000 worth of watches. This man had to work hard to pull one over on me. He said, I have loaded guns in every single room in my house. I didn't know if this man was a part of a group. And I asked him, I go, why didn't you bring this up to me? He goes, well, Anyeka, you're Nigerian. Like, that's a scamming capital of the world. I didn't know if you were in on it. And that's when the irony hit me. I'm Nigerian, and I'm a proud Nigerian. I tell people it's my biggest flex. But the country's not perfect. We have our strengths, we have our weaknesses. But one of our weaknesses is that there's a ton of scammers. Versus Denmark, who's considered to be this prestigious, wealthy, happy country. So the fact that a Danish man pulled this over on a Nigerian, or Nigerians collectively, it just blew my mind.
So now, my African people, my Asian people, be mindful. Be mindful who you love. Make sure you do your background checks about whom you date. If somebody comes to you and say all this rosy talk, they are big, they are multimillionaire, they are rich, they've got this, they've got that, they've got that, they they are the first point of being scammed. Because how a scammer spots a vulnerable lady, they will come to you and pretend as if they have it all so that you will fall for them. They will first lavish you with expensive gates, expensive hotels, taking you out, spoil you to the end. And then when they know that you've already fallen in love, they know that you are trapped. And that is when they will show their true color. So if anyone comes to you showing that they are rich and they started spoiling you with gifts, be mindful, do your research, check about that person if they are genuine of what they say they are. Make sure you do your research first so that you won't fall in the same trap that Oyenka is struggling now. Because Oyenka, at the end of the day, she has to pay all those debts, all the debt that the husband took from those ladies, her friends, and as well as her families. So she is the one ending up to paying for that. But she has also escalated all this incident to his family that he said they are from royalty. Royalty? No, he's not from royalty. Even the day for the wedding, when the family came, that should have ring a bell to Oyenka that this man was lying to him. Because when a royalty dressed, you will know they are from royalty. The type of dress they will dress, you will know they are from royalty. But when they came to the wedding, all the friends, all families, they don't look, they don't appear as if they are from royalty. That should have ring a bell. So this is a lesson learned for all of us. Be mindful and be careful to whom you fall in love with. Don't put all your open trust to a relationship. Sometimes where the red flags will start, when you are in a relationship, a husband or the wife or the man or the woman started asking about money. They started asking to borrow money from you. Consider that as a red flag. You need to find out first how come they are asking you for money. Immediately a man started asking you for money, please run with your legs. They are scammers. They are scammers. Any man that asks money from a woman, consider that they are scammer. So do your research at that point in time. Do your research. Yeah. So this is a lesson learned for all women out there. So I hope this video has really opened your eyes, especially to raise awareness, to know how a scammer can present and what you should do when you started seeing those red flags. What will be your action so that you won't fall deep into those traps? So please don't forget to share this video to someone who will also benefit on this video, and give it a like, and also subscribe and turn on the notification button so that you won't miss out on any of my stories, real stories that will teach you, that will make you learn and create an awareness in this society we are living in. So I will see you on the next video.